I heard Martin Luther King Jr. speaking when I was 15 years old in the 10th grade. And the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired me to do all I could to get an education. As a child, I used to get up early in the morning, pack my book bag, and hide under the porch and wait for the school bus to come along and board that school bus. I didn't want to go to the field to work. I wanted to go to school and get an education. If someone had told me when I was growing up as a young child, attending a segregated public school, had to hand me down books, riding to school on a broken down school bus, that one day I would be a member of the House of Representatives, serving in the Congress for more than 22 years, meeting and working with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., meeting President Kennedy, getting to know Robert Kennedy, meeting Nelson Mandela, and traveling around the world. I would say, you're crazy, you're out of your mind, you don't know what you're talking about. Education is the great equalizer. I participated in sit-ins at segregated lunch counters and restaurants. We'd be sitting there in a nonviolent, peaceful fashion, waiting to be served, looking straight ahead, and someone would come up and spit on us, or put a lighted cigarette out in our hair, or down our backs, pull us off the lunch counter stools, start beating us. We would get arrested, and we would go to jail. But we believed in the philosophy and the discipline of nonviolence. Before going on the sit-ins, we had studied the great religions of the world. We had studied Thoreau and civil disobedience. We had studied what Gandhi attempted to do in South Africa, what he accomplished in India. We studied what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was all about in Montgomery. My folks, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents had told me over and over again not to get in trouble, not to get in the way when I asked them about segregation and racial discrimination. But I was deeply inspired by Dr. King and others to get in trouble. It was good trouble. It was necessary trouble to make our country a better place, to end segregation and racial discrimination in places of public accommodation, to bring down those signs. I got arrested a few times. As a matter of fact, I was arrested 40 times, in jail, beaten, left bloody on the Freedom Rides, and unconscious at the Greyhound bus station in Montgomery in May of 1961 when I was 21 years old. Had a concussion on the bridge in Selma, Alabama, when we were marching for the right to vote. I thought I was going to die. I thought I saw death. But it all taught me the power of education, because education is powerful. That's what the Supreme Court decision was all about in 1954, when the Supreme Court of the United States of America ended legal segregation in public education. And today we must do what we can to see that all of our children, it doesn't matter whether they're black or white, or Latino, or Asian American, or Native American, get the best possible education. Education is a right. It is a civil right. So stand up for it, fight for it, speak up for it, speak out for education as a civil right.